back to The Common Guru. I'm Jax, and today we're going to take a look at the next question in our New Year, New Way series. Do you resort to liquor, drugs, or cigarettes to calm you down? No. I was never one to look for an outside influence to calm me down. Plus, if I tried alcohol, it would just make me put to sleep. And there were other issues with alcohol, which we're going to discuss in this post. Drugs. Marijuana is, I use it more of a vision quest type of thing instead of a to calm me down. And cigarettes, well, I tried to smoke them for once in college for 2 weeks and I was like buzzed. I couldn't even concentrate and it just didn't feel very good. I just thought it would be so cool to blow smoke out my mouth. I thought, wow, if I wanted to smoke, that would be something really cool to do. And that was the only reason that I tried for smoking, not to be cool or peer pressure, but just the smoke factor. I don't know. Each to their own, I suppose. So let's go back to the alcohol issue. That was a huge one for me. You know, people have phobias of spiders and snakes, and there's claustrophobia and agoraphobia and arachnophobia and all these different kinds of phobias, but nobody ever talks about an alcohol phobia because I don't know if I was the only one on the planet that had one, but it used to scare the bejeebers out of me. I hated it. I tried to take a taste of it, and I tried a couple times to get drunk, and I would take a couple sips, and it would I start to feel the buzz, and first of all, I never liked the taste of it. You can see. I try new alcohol all the time. My hubby is a beer connoisseur, a craft beer connoisseur, and so I'll take a sip of his beer and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm like, whoa, that stuff is disgusting. And I don't know if it's like olives or anchovies where you have an acquired taste, but I just don't like the taste, nor do I like the feel. But there was more going on behind the scenes, and I didn't really understand what was going on. I just would get into a panic attack whenever I was around alcohol. And I was really good at faking it, though. I went out and visited with friends or went out to the bar or whatever kind of social function included alcohol, and I would be the sober one because I didn't really drink. So sometimes I was the designated driver, and sometimes I just used it as an excuse to get out of Dodge because I didn't want to be there. So when I met my hubby, I was very candid about my alcohol phobia, and bless his heart, but he would say, well, I'm going to quit drinking because I don't want to watch you go through those panic attacks. And I actually got quite upset because I'm like a resounding, absolutely, positively, no, you are not changing your life. This phobia has impacted me. I don't need it to impact you as well. So I learned to navigate with it, and then when we started to live together, he brought me down to the United States, and it's a lot different system down here. You have alcohol in your health food stores. And I was blindsided by that. I did not expect that at all. And so we go into this store that I would deem a health food store, and I'm looking around at all these products that I've never seen before because I'm in a different country. And I turn around a corner and there's this huge liquor section. And I was flabbergasted that you would have liquor in a health food store. Like, I understand that liquor can sometimes be medicinal, but seriously? I was not prepared. So my father-in-law and Paul were walking around and going to the alcohol section, and they're checking out the beers because you have so many craft beers down here. I'd never seen the variety of beer that they have in the United States. And I turned around and faced the alcohol section, and I got frozen into a panic attack because I was not prepared. And the room started to get smaller, and you know how you get that tunnel vision, and I just stood there frozen. Luckily for me, I have a very attentive hubby, and he saw that I was frozen, and he was aware of my phobia. So he came over, and he just gently touched me, and he asked me what he could do, and all I said to him was, a hug, please. And he hugged me, and he held me, and slowly I felt the panic attack come down. I was getting really sick and tired of these panic attacks, and I just didn't want to be controlled by them any longer. My answer came in a most unexpected way. I signed up for this course called Multigenerational Healing. I knew that one of my ancestors, actually both ancestors and my grandfathers, consumed a lot of alcohol. My mom's dad was a very playful guy with alcohol. He was the life of the party. He was a musician. So it was part of the social environment for him to drink, and he didn't take his alcohol into a nasty place. My dad's dad, on the other hand, was one of those people that you'd see on the nighttime dramas, where he was just a violent, horrific drunk. And through the course, and I want to thank Tori Hartman for that course and for her tutelage and guidance through the course. Through the course, we were trying to understand how our ancestors can impact us, and how the theory of the course was that things that happened in that generation can skip the next generation to the grandchildren, and it can manifest that way. And I was wondering somehow if the alcohol and the fear that was created in that generation actually could have skipped it, and I was actually the one who carried it, because we had a lot of alcohol in our family, but there was no trauma with it. It was just everybody getting drunk. Yeah, they looked like morons or whatever in my childlike mind, and ew, I don't like that. But there was no bone crunching, oh my gosh, alcohol came out to get me type of experience where I had this phobia. It did not make any sense, because in my current space, there was no just cause. So when I was studying the course, my dad suffers from mental illness, and back when my dad's dad was around, they didn't talk about mental illness, and it just wasn't something that people addressed or even knew about as much. So a thought came to me, and this thought changed my life, and it was because I changed the perspective. The thought was that as a child, and everyone around him, they thought that the alcohol was what made him crazy, mean, and drunk. And it's just one of those people, like, he physically hurt his children, his wife, anyone around him. He was just a very lost man. Many people in that generation equated the madness with the alcohol, that the alcohol was the cause. A thought came to my mind, is what happened if he used the alcohol to mask the madness, that the madness is what was there before, and the alcohol was just an outside excuse so that something else could be blamed other than the madness. And then I thought, well, anything could have been at that time used as a vehicle for blame other than the alcohol. And then a light switched on, and I went, it wasn't the alcohol's fault that he behaved the way he did. It was his and his inability to deal with his mental illness due to whatever social conditions and lack of education or whatever it was. But the alcohol wasn't what the cause was. And I felt this total body relaxation where it made me realize that I didn't have to be afraid of the alcohol, for it was a choice of the people to behave under the influence of that drug or whatever you want to call it. So now my life is completely changed. I can go into any liquor store or liquor section, if you want to say, down here in the States, and I can talk to my hubby about alcohol. I can buy him alcohol. I can go around people that are drinking. I can go into bars and be sober. I can order a drink if I want to. I still really don't like the drinks. Sometimes I'll get something that has like Bailey's or Kahlua or something like that, so that I don't really taste the alcohol. It's more like a glorified milkshake with a kick. But gone is the phobia. Gone is the panic attacks. Every once in a while, I'll get a small little glitch. It must be a muscle memory thing or something like that, where I'll have a response, and then it just dissipates, because I can say, then I take a look at it. Is it true? What was my belief that alcohol was the creation of madness? Was it true? And it's no. Madness can stand on its own and be just madness. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this question. And if you want to learn new and different ways to connect with the Common Guru, you can just check down in our description box. Don't forget to subscribe, and have an awesome day, everyone. Bye.